resistance. Sis, you know we on a mission, no games. Help each other get over some things, build strength, bring change. Cause we been through the rain, now it's time to shine like blaze. Let's talk about life skills. We building up our quality to right wills. We rolling out of poverty, love heals. So we become the prodigy of how a sistership could be a really hot commodity. Stand together, we united, hold hands. Support each other dreams and our plans, doing everything we can. Just to show we understand the power of a friendship fam. Live life on purpose, together we learn. Yeah, let's talk, we don't wanna see you hurt. And we here for each other, no matter the color, networking. That's for sure and for certain. Come on. Yeah, we on a sistership. Come with us, we on a sistership. We on a sistership. Roll with us, we on a sistership. We're my sisters, we got this, sisters. You roll with me and I roll with ya. We're my sisters, we got this, sisters. You roll with me and I roll with ya. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Sistahship. We on a sistership. Roll with us. We on a sistership. So today, hello, people out there in the world. I miss you. Oh, last week was so on fire with the body shaming.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Oh, I got so many calls on that one and the outfit and oh my goodness and oh my God. And I was like, what? You didn't like it? So what?
All right, hello.
But today, it is the trio. It is you, me, and Mama C, the two tips, Tiffany Rowe, Mama C. Oh my God, I'm so excited about today's show. It's Labor Day weekend, so all of y'all that are laboring, I hope you're able to take an hour and a half, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and just get some of this positive tea that we are bringing.
Absolutely.
All those that are enjoying the weekend with your barbecues and hanging out and all that and social distancing, enjoy. Be with the people that you love. This is that great time to have family time. And like I posted today, don't get in trouble because the judge ain't back on until Tuesday. So don't get on in any kind of trouble. But today we are talking about living your best life. And how can you live your best life without a life plan?
Absolutely.
As a business person and as business people, we got to put, if we're trying to get any money from any banks, we got to have our business plan. Whatever you're trying to do, you got to plan it out. However, with life, we kind of just wing it. And we kind of just show up. Oh, we woke up because the sun rose because I got up. No. There is a plan, God's plan, our plan. And we have the Oracle today that has so many jewels and tools to assist us in how to process a life plan. Some of us have been in so many issues and challenges and we keep repeating them.
Exactly.
Because we never stop and say, wait, let me do something different. Let me plan this a little bit different. Let me think about these choices, these men, these children, these relationships, these jobs, all these different important things. So I know I want to start off because I know you're going to give us like this seed and now we're going to just blossom from it.
Well, you know, for me, I live a very authentic and what's that like where you can see through people again?
Transparency.
That's right. I'm having a senior moment here.
That's
so
no.
You know, but
I live a very transparent and authentic life. And, you know, when you live that way, you'll find that your friends are few and far between. And all the folks who are not authentic and transparent begin to drop off.
Yes.
And that's good, especially if you have a dream, you know, and that dream begins with a vision.
Yes.
You know, you have this vision that of something. Yeah, and a lot of people have these dreams and these visions, but they don't follow through with it. They don't know where to go next. They don't know what to do with it.
And they think the dream is just a fantasy.
Yeah, they think the dream is just a fantasy. And I think that the conditioning we have all been labored under most of our lives, if not all of our lives, has set a trap for us. You know, anything that we desire to achieve in our lives is achievable.
It's
Absolutely,
achievable.
it is.
I always say anything that was given to you. So if you have a dream, if a dream came to you or a concept came to you or an invention came to you, know that when that came to you, it didn't come to me. So it was given to you to do something with it.
Absolutely.
But there's work.
There's lots of work.
Just because it was given
Lots
to
of work.
you, it could just be all smoke and just move, but you gotta hone it in. You gotta get your craft, whatever that is going to be.
Absolutely. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't have the money. Hell, we don't have the
Well, let
money
me tell you,
either.
we don't have the money, but we've been making it happen. If they give you a dream, you're supposed to focus in on it and do what you got to do. It comes.
Oh, yeah.
And the last couple of months, we didn't have it, but it's been coming. So we've been able to just do what we need to do. And we keep
Absolutely.
moving forward.
Because too, if you're waiting for the lotto of your dream to happen,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you say, oh, you
Forget
gotta
it.
be in it to win it. No, you
won't
probably,
get there.
you're not gonna win it. It's made for you to fail. However, when you say it belongs to you, and you put on your you know, like the horses in the race put on the focus where the blinders that you're not seeing all the things that can break you in your movement towards it, and then you write it out. You see something, you see somebody who's gotten maybe close to where you're trying to go, or you see somebody who's gotten beyond what it
you're trying to
was. Look at some of the positive things that they did to start creating your plan.
And one of the things you have to do is make sure that everyone who's involved in that dream is in alignment.
Yes.
Excuse me,
Is in alignment with the dream, or all hell will break loose.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes, it
yes,
will.
yes.
And if you're trying to manifest a dream, you don't need chaos and craziness in the
midst of
midst,
trying to-
because then it won't happen, because you'll use all your time and your energy fighting the chaos, the craziness, and all the things that block your ability. I mean, so, you know, it
Mama
doesn't
say,
matter.
bring it.
You know, you can love people dearly, but when people start getting in the way and blocking your dream,
Of what you're supposed to
then
be
you have to make sure that you effectively
Let it go.
be
Let
willing
them
to
go.
maneuver around them, rise above them, and soar beyond them, so that it does not create a chaotic situation that you spend way more
Yes.
time and energy
Yes.
trying to deal with.
Yes.
Preach. Hello,
Yes.
come on,
I
girl.
want- I just say,
Amen.
amen. Let the
Hallelujah. We're in
church sing.
Let the church
say
amen.
amen.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things in my 66 years I have learned is that you've got to get away from the chaos makers. That's one of the first things you have to do. You have a vision and you begin to set forth to make that vision, that dream come true. You can't have craziness in the midst, okay? Because you need your head clear. You need peace of mind. Peace of mind is the fertilizer for not only happiness, but for creativity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we need to get out of that mindset as black folks that, oh, they ain't paying me, so I ain't doing it. Because
Exactly.
until we do that, until we get out of that mindset, we stuck.
We're stuck.
Because
Exactly.
the money can't come if we're not working together to make it happen.
To make it happen.
And then what happens is
Exactly.
we see all of this and they go, oh, they get money. Not knowing what
People
we're going
don't-
through or what you're going through.
People don't
to try
realize
to get
Right.
there.
whatever we're doing right now is coming out of our
And-
pockets. And we're just trying, and then at
and-
home, we're trying to figure out, okay, what we gonna eat this week? And
Right, right, right.
But
Putting it all
we
together.
always make that
Putting
happen
it all
too.
together.
You know,
and the
when
thing
it's-
is true. It's not even, honestly, it gets to the point where it's not even for me to honor your challenges
Right.
with how I'm making it happen.
Right.
right.
Because sometimes we get so caught up in the chaos. First of all, I always say, I love y'all. I love all of y'all. Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram,
I love everyone.
LinkedIn,
Google.
all of that.
We
But
try
I'm
to hit
going to
them all.
say something. I do not take it to heart something that someone says about me on
Absolutely.
a
Me
free
either.
platform.
Oh yeah, hello.
Now, if I had a page where you were paying $29.95, I might have a little bit more. I got to give them something because they give me $30 a month to be part of the subscription. However, on a free platform, you're not going to steal my joy.
Absolutely
You're
not.
not, and I say that with love and all of that, but I see so much of that, and I see so
Oh,
many
I do too.
people stopping their process because of what somebody else is saying, and like you said, it's chaos.
Yeah, and you know
Absolutely.
what? I've learned not to give a hoot about what anybody says about me. Matter of fact, keep talking. I don't care if it's bad, good, ugly. Keep talking. You're keeping me out
It
there
brings you to
when
the
you're talking.
forefront.
It brings
Because
you
then
to the
everybody's like,
forefront.
oh, what they doing today?
Okay, what they doing
What they
today?
doing
You know,
today?
yeah.
Well, what we're doing today, which we do every day, is move forward.
And as I always say, forward movement.
Absolutely.
Only
I
forward
have
movement.
learned to ignore. I can block you out so fast. It's almost like you don't exist. But I had to practice learning how to do that and understanding the value of that as I move forward with the manifestation of my dreams.
But also know what stage you're in, because there's some
Absolutely.
points that I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and there will be certain things that I'm like, I can't. I'm
Right.
not ready. I'm not on that level.
Right, right,
But
right.
know what your level is.
Absolutely.
And
And
understand.
then from there.
But also with saying that where your level is and where you're trying to go in one area,
Right.
but honor the fact where your level is, where you are beyond in so many others. So sometimes we get so caught up. I'm not there. You like what I like to call getting ready to get ready. Where sometimes we get so caught up in that we're not honoring the fact that there is a reason why we got this far in the first place. And we
Absolutely.
have the tools and the equipment to make it happen.
Right.
You know, it's like pressure, again, people coming at you hard, people doing a whole lot of things. But pressure, when they say pressure makes diamonds, it's really the truth.
It really
Pressure
is.
makes diamonds.
But you know what? You have to be willing to receive when somebody's trying to help you to grow and
That's
get
right.
there.
That's right.
If you think you know everything or you're on somebody else's level, that's your first mistake.
Right.
And you're going to
First
spend a lot of wasted time trying to compete with someone on a higher level, and you're never going to get any place
never
because
compete.
let me tell you how levels work.
No,
You have to match that.
Wait, stop. I want y'all to know what's about to happen. So, yeah, sometimes y'all,
So we gonna sit back,
I know
right?
sometimes
Come on,
it's like,
Tiff.
oh, let me go put the dishes in the dishwasher or whatever. Stop for a second. She's getting ready to share how levels happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we're going to back up.
Levels have,
Silly.
you don't get to the next level until you prove worthy of being there. You will
Absolutely.
continue to repeat that level, that cycle. You feel like you're going around and around and around in circles, and you will be, because the goal is to get to the next level, not go around and around and around the mountain
That's
on
right.
the level that you're at. The
a
goal
hamster
is to
wheel.
a hamster wheel, exactly. So levels work. You have got to prove worthy of moving to the next level, and don't think that you can fool God. You can't fool God, because God is the one who ascends us to the next level. You know,
Sopranos sometimes come in. You know, they throw us up on the top.
you know, God is the one who takes us to the next level. Your mama don't take you there. Your husband don't take you there. Your wife don't take you there.
Your pastor.
Children, your pastor. Nobody takes you there but God. And if you don't have an intimate, direct, and powerful connection to God, you're not gonna know. I know instantly when God has moved me to the next level, because something happens in my soul that tells me I've been moved to the next level.
And then too, when you are around people that are moving to the next level, be humble in your space
Absolutely.
to honor what's happening to them,
Absolutely.
and know there's a reason God brought me together. Because I
All of
had
us.
to
We belong.
honor where she was going and what she's doing and what she's done, and notify myself the possibilities.
That's that Queen Age of Wisdom that we got to
Yes.
respect.
Come on.
Gotta respect
We've got to
that.
go back to respecting the Queen Age of Wisdom, which the Sistahship is all about. So we have a weekly Queen Ager that we honor weekly, because we need to listen to our Queen Agers
Absolutely.
and respect what they're saying to us, because I think somewhere along the line we lost that.
We lost
well,
that.
we thought we was all that.
All that, and we knew everything.
And a bag of chips
What I've
and,
heard-
and all
I know.
that.
What I've heard was, oh, Mama C ain't my mother. Who she thinks she is? But we
I ain't
forget.
gonna go there.
But we
'cause you know
forget.
it's my problem.
I know. But we forget. We forget that our queenagers.
this out.
We're
No, no,
learning.
no, she can
And I already got the ponytail on, Vaseline,
and the hair
salt
scarf.
underneath my nails. 'cause
Uh-oh.
that's how we
And
do
the
it.
onions,
It's-
because you know the onions. We could go there, but we ain't gonna go there.
No.
Two-finger ring,
the thing
Tiffany
with the-
on your face, on your forehead. Back in the day, I'm just saying, y'all know. South Jamaica Queens knows.
Hello, hello.
And y'all know.
Hello.
Tag me in a post.
Absolutely. But we have to take it back to respecting and honoring the queenage of wisdom.
That's right.
Exactly.
You know?
Because it is the female wisdom that accelerates and elevates
Yes.
and eliminates the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, and I was talking to your husband Sean when we were up at Burial the other day, and he was saying,
Oh, he's amazing.
he's amazing. I mean, when he was
Jesus.
talking, we got to have him come in and talk.
And
He was
just do
talking
it.
about
He can hold a show by
the
himself.
power, the power of the female, and how so many men have begun to disrespect us to a degree that they are blocking their own blessings,
Yes.
that they are not going to ascend and rise to the level of kingdomship because they're acting like peasants.
Right.
You know, so, you know, one of the things that really kind of drives me a little bananas sometimes, where you got everybody, well, no, you got black folks calling, good morning, kings and queens. Not everybody is
Not
a king
everybody's
or
a
a
king.
queen.
Not yet.
Okay? You got to know what level people are on.
That's right.
I honor the kings and the queens in my presence. But the rest of
Absolutely.
y'all, I respect you. But you're not at a place
Some
where
of your
you...
princes and princesses, some of y'all are jokers.
Jokers, exactly.
Okay,
You're a
and-
joker,
and-
you a
and-
joker.
and-
You're a
and
joker,
all
you
of
a
that-
joker.
All of that does happen in the kingdom and the queendom.
Absolutely.
But I will say with bringing Sean and talking about life plan, I met Sean in church. Now that being that don't put that nowhere but that. That's all.
That's
how
what they
we
meant, yeah.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
prior
'cause
to that,
he's on another level.
we
Totally.
was in the same circles, never ran into each other. Okay. So for whatever reason, there's times when we talk about situations. I was in Bentley's. Yeah, I was performing in Bentley. We never connected because we wasn't supposed to. But when we
At that
finally
time.
did meet, okay, we became friends first.
First,
Okay?
exactly.
And he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. But when we decided to start seeing each other, and when I started to really get to a point where I said, I see something, I
In
see
this
some
man.
lifetime situations happening here. And I never saw lifetime prior to.
Right,
Meaning
right.
my parents divorced twice from different people as well as each other. 5,000 homes of single mothers that I grew up around. I never saw that. I never saw this happy ending. So when I went to Sean and we were dating, we were getting a little deeper into it, I said, look, this is my plan. So talking about a life plan.
Yeah, you have to have a
I
life
said-
plan on many different
On many
levels,
different
in
levels.
many different aspects of your
Right.
life.
Yes, and
Right.
I said, this is what I want to do this year, this is what I want to do this year, da, 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 da. And if you don't want this, and he'll tell it, and if you don't want to do this, let's end it right now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I don't even know. That is definitely the God within. 'Cause
Oh,
I don't know
absolutely.
where that came from.
Well, that goes to that next level. After you have a dream and a vision, you got to do some self-assessing.
Yes.
You know, and you got to stand in the midst of your own self and see yourself as you really are. That is how you're trying to make people believe you
Yes.
are or what you want to be.
Facebook rich.
Yeah, you know, exactly. You know, so you've got to do the self-assessing and understand where you are and understand that where you are is what you're going to meet.
Yes.
Okay? You're not going to meet someone on level 25 and you're on level 2.
No.
Okay? God doesn't work like that because he knows that is an unevenly yoked connection. We do that to ourselves.
Absolutely.
We do that to ourselves, and then we end up in all this chaos, drama, calamity, confusion, bullshit, all of that. We end up swimming in all of that funk.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why. Well, because you never did the self-assessment to look at yourself and understand what level you're on.
Or you do it in a superficial way.
Absolutely.
So now it's like, okay, I want to marry rich. I want to have this man that's going to take care of me, this situation.
Right.
So what do? I give a superficial outlook to somebody, and then that exchange will be together, and I will have money because of what you worked for.
That's the La La Land plan.
And so that man usually maybe a few years senior to that girl. She creating the body. We talked about that last week. She's putting on the face, putting on the hair, putting on the lashes, putting on the nails, putting the boobs, putting the butt, creating this situation. And now you got this now where you're with this man 10 years later, and it looks like, oh, they've been together for a long time, so your plan did work. However, now you sad, you miserable, you've been living a horrible life, the kids is crazy, everything is chaos, because your plan wasn't really to take you from 2 to 25.
Exactly.
It was to keep you at 2 and give you a false look of 25.
Absolutely.
And you got this situation, and it fell apart. Hello, Dr. Dre and his wife that are getting a divorce.
Come on, you know what? And
I missed that one.
Yes,
they're
and
in
she wants such and such
$2
million
million a month.
Wow.
Okay, and
See, I'm not a TV watcher.
no, but it's
all over
yeah.
Facebook.
And the thing is, and I'm not mad or glad. I'm not sitting here being either one.
Either
we
way.
had like a actually Sharice put it on her Facebook and was asking her, questions.
Sharice is in the chat room.
Sharice, hi Sharice. And on a business level, she was making some real good points. She's right with what she was saying as far as if you this and you get married or what have you. But my thing was knowing the reality. She got with a man that had a woman. So now she mad that he cheated on her. Now she mad that all these things happened and had been happening throughout the relationship. That's how you met him.
But she was willing to go through all of that to get what she wants.
Her plan.
Well, her plan. But you know what? When your plan is not rooted and centered in God, it's never going to work. And the chaos that's created from it, the chaos that will be created from it will be absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I thoroughly enjoy at this point in my life is that I have peace of mind and happiness. And so if something chaotic or a little crazy happens, I accept the fact that I participated in that. Woo! Okay, I participated in that. I allowed that to happen to me. So I take responsibility and I'm accountable for my life, for that, exactly. And so when I step back and look at the picture and understand what happens and then step out of that, that's when life begins to glow up again.
Let me just take a pause for 1 second. We're going to take call-ins at 3 o'clock, so you can call in at 1-888-304-4401. We also have a new chat room on the Sistahship.com that we're trying to use, but for now we're going to stay in the chat room on Facebook, and we will explain the chat room on the Sistahship chat room, because we're going to try and get everyone into that room so that we can dialogue with you, and we'll have people in that room too.
Yeah, I love talking to people. Please call us at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wanted to share something I had found, and it was a little off of what we usually hear, where it says a winner doesn't quit, but really quitting is for winners. Because it's a popular opinion that you shouldn't. But knowing when to quit, change direction, leave a toxic situation, demand more from life, give up on something that isn't working, move on.
It's
forward movement. So
Let
important.
Let go.
And it's a skill that people who win at life all seem to have. So I'm not saying quit because it's hard. That sucks. But when it sucks, quit. Like meaning somebody hurting you, you're hurting yourself in the process. Every day you crying because it's just the pain.
Yeah,
and
the pain is excruciating.
Between I'm tired because I've been out there in the field all day, or I'm tired because I done spoke to 1,000 people today. At the end of the day, I love everyone, but let me tell you, somewhere around 9:30 p.m., I no longer feel like talking about real estate. Like I blah 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 blah. It's like it starts so early in the day that by that time it's like, whew,
you got to take it down.
and that's why. Let me just say that's why I love Sunday 2 to 3, and then
like, I'll be
3:30
there.
because this is actually as crazy as this feel good.
Hello.
This is like my this is church for me.
But you know what? We as human beings are designed to energize each other. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people with too much toxic energy inside of them. And so they don't energize you. And so when you realize you're dealing with someone who's not energizing you, who's not loving on you, because that's why we're here. We're here to love one another. And I have to say, a lot of people are real sucky at loving one another. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
tell you something.
Sharice, I see you.
Hey, Sharice.
You're going to
Hey,
call in
Sharice.
at 3 o'clock because you got me laughing on this
If
Facebook
they
chat.
really want to do something for you, anybody that really wants to do something for you, they would.
Oh, absolutely. And if they value you, they're not going to do anything that will cause them to lose you. Okay? Amen. Hello.
And-
so, you know, if you're in any kind of relationship, I don't care if it's romantic, platonic,
If it's
whatever,
family or
a family or whatever, if that energy is not lifting you up and holding you up, then you need to reevaluate and
Let them go.
prioritize your life.
Move on.
Okay? Because your priorities may not be the same as somebody else's.
absolutely.
And do better.
And do better.
Because you said that, you know, I had an incident in my house this weekend, and I had to say, if you're not happy, there's the door.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ouch.
If
Another
you're not
piece.
happy, there's the door. Because I need you to be happy in whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I've raised you to where I can take you. Now it's time for you to take yourself to the next level.
To the next level. Exactly.
And when you decide that you don't understand what I'm no longer saying to you is correct, the door is there.
Absolutely. I think that
That's
that, I know that.
what's what for me? Okay, I'm an only child, right? So this dynamic, I just adore this. This. Okay.
And we adore you.
Now,
baby.
now, say that again.
See, and I can relate to both of y'all because you're both only children.
Yes, and I have my child, and also it's those moments because that's coming from a love, and I know it's like power, but then for it to come
Right.
out of your mouth, it hurts.
It does.
But you got to do it. But you got to do what you got to do.
Tough love hurts everybody. Yeah, it hurts everybody.
I want y'all to understand
And then when you're doing
that
it,
out there.
people go, "Oh, she crazy. Why she do that? Or whatever." But in order for you to grow, you got to move on. And sometimes you've taken someone to the end of the road, and they got to take
And then they've got to
themselves.
take that road, the rest of that
And
road
if it means
themselves.
for you to be happy, to figure out what you need to do, I say it all the time. There's the door.
You know, absolutely. And you know what? I think that a lot of times we don't realize how much damage we do to our children by holding on to them,
Yes.
not allowing them to create
Their life
a life plan.
Yes.
And so nobody gets a life plan right, but you got to start somewhere, and there's got to
no
be
one
some
gets
steps.
any plan.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You know,
Right.
it's all about, okay, this was the plan, but these variables in this plan don't seem to be working. So you extract. You got to understand the mathematics of life. You got to know what to
Today's
extract.
mathematics.
Hello. You got to
In a
know.
cipher.
Hello. You got to know what to extract from your life, and then what to add to your life, and how to multiply your life. Otherwise, it just kind of lingers. Life lingers.
He told me he never met a person with a plan. He was like, when I gave him the plan, he was like, oh well, if I don't, this is, and I never met someone with a plan. This
Who
is
taught the
interesting.
plan?
Interesting.
Yeah.
The chat
Interesting.
room, I want to say that the chat room, there's a lot of conversation in the chat room, and we see you, but it's kind of hard to do a show and talk to you in the chat room, so we're going to have other people. We have Sharice in the chat room. She's part of the lady, She's part of the Sistahship.
On Wednesday, she
And
does
then
the show.
She does a show, Midday Tea.
Yes.
We also have Daisy. She was in the room, so they are in the chat room and they can also talk to you, Marcy. But we're going to ask at 3 o'clock if you want to speak to us, you call in at 3 o'clock.
Call in and share.
1-888-304-4401 for you to call in and share. It's hard for us to talk in the chat room, so we ask that you call us at 3 o'clock to talk to us.
To share,
Yeah, to
exactly.
share.
You know,
And going back to what you said, and there was a points I've been, because we've been meditating on this this idea of a life plan for a little while now, and I wanted to share. And you just said it when you shared with us about, hey, if you need happiness, find your happiness.
Go find
so
your
I want to
happiness.
say this: taking no risk is the biggest risk.
absolutely.
You have to risk failure to succeed. You have
Absolutely.
to risk rejection to be
Oof.
accepted. You have
Repeatedly.
to risk heartbreak to love. If you're always avoiding risk, you're risking missing out on life. So this
Absolutely.
weekend, Genesis was like, I want to go to Connecticut. And I was like, okay, go.
Absolutely.
Go.
Absolutely.
Go without mommy,
Do what you
without
gotta do.
whatever, go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why? Because if I didn't go to LA at 19 and do that, if I didn't do so many different things that I've done, pain, joy, all the different things.
Rejection.
Right, rejection,
sadness.
sadness, happiness.
Right.
I would not have the tools necessary to deal with what's happening now. And I'm
Absolutely.
still sharpening my tools now.
Absolutely, every
I'm
day.
I don't
Every
have
day.
a whole full set of Ginsus yet, but I'm on my way.
Absolutely.
Listen, this weekend, my daughter packed up all her stuff from the house and moved out. This is her next level.
That's her next level, and it's for
I've taken
her
her
to
as
maneuver.
far as I can take her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love her. I
wanna
love her to
just
death.
say,
We
everybody
gotta
out
understand
We're going
what
to
your
keep her
plan
in
is.
prayer.
Absolutely.
We're going to uplift her in positivity.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me let you know again, I took my earrings off before. I take them off again.
Again.
Hello.
Anybody out
Exactly.
there that see that baby and do the wrong thing, we're going to have a problem.
Okay, we're gonna have a big problem, and that's what I said. And Grandma got
that's what I
carpal
said.
tunnel, 2 knees that need to be replaced, sciatica, arthritis, but I can still kick some ass.
I
and
do
that's what
100
I
squats
said.
a day.
Hello, holla. But that's what I said. When I said there's the door, I also said, let me be clear that if you call me and somebody's messing with you, I'm going to take the wall down.
Hello.
But you go and do what you got to do right now.
Absolutely. Because you know what? That's how we all have gotten to this place and space in life. So it starts with a vision, a dream. And then you move on to performing a self-assessment and prioritizing your life. And then you want to identify your values. What are your values? You have to understand what your values are in life. And you know what? I used to go to a church in Brooklyn, and there used to be a VIP section.
Oh, I know what church.
Well,
I used to go there, and
used
I
to
was
be
in the VIP because I was dating well. But go back.
Well, it was a VIP section. And I said, all God's people are MVPs.
That's right.
So why
I thought that
do
was
they
crazy.
have a special MVP area, which then says to all of your parishioners that they're peons. They're not
That's
in
what
the MVP category. And I was annoyed by that. And then, I went
That's
and
why
I designed
had to go to
a
new church,
program.
and I was dating even better.
Exactly.
We was all together in that church.
So, the bottom line here is I developed a program that was called your MVP list, which stands for morals, values, and principles. You develop morals, values, and principles, you are an MVP. Okay?
This woman and the acronym. What in the acronym? We got love. What's love that we have?
Life of victory and excellence. How do you achieve a life of victory and excellence? And I give people some tips and quips and lessons on our the Sistahship public page that I get both public and private messages about, because someone will send me a message saying, you know what, you must have been talking directly to me, or you hit it right on the head, or blah, blah, because I've lived a long life thus far.
And you've done a lot in your life.
And I've done a lot, exactly. I've overcome a lot. I've gone through a lot. I am a woman who has not just sat in the corner in her house, scared to live life. No matter what, I had to figure out my plan. What's my next plan? When I got pregnant with my daughter, I was a high school dropout, and I had not a clue. But getting pregnant with my daughter and deciding I was going to have this baby, because I had two abortions before I had my daughter. But I said, you know what, I'm not going to, and they were all by her, the same dad, who wanted me to have the abortions. But then finally, with her, I said, I'm not going to do that. I said, you can either hang around or you can go. But she and I will be all right. I knew I was having a girl.
Girl, you knew it.
I didn't even have a boy named Rick. I knew I was having a girl. It's like the universe had told me.
My mother said the same thing.
I knew that I was having a girl. And so, you know, it made me realize, I got to get a plan to get out. What am I going to do now? Okay, how am I remember my aunt, who the family always talked about her because she came up to New York, she got pregnant, she got on public assistance, she was a hell raiser. Everybody talked about her. And the things that my cousin went through because of her craziness. I'm like, when I had my daughter, I'm sure that everybody thought I was going to follow that path. I was like, hell no, I'm not going to follow that path. So after I had her, 6 months later, I went back to school. And I got my GED. And then I went on to a technical school. That was my next plan, go on to a technical school because I decided I didn't want to do law. I wanted to work in a hospital. So I needed the technical background. So I went and did that. Then I answered a ad for a medical transcriptionist at North General Hospital.
So here's the plan.
And so it was starting to,
so
it was all
your
evolving.
financial planning for
To
being a mother.
And being able to take care of myself and my baby. Okay?
So you had said a little earlier about knowing your value.
Absolutely.
And I want to, sometimes we tend to hear that and it kind of goes over our head and we don't absorb that. Me as a businesswoman and the business that I am of real estate, when I come into your space and we're talking about selling your property, you are always coming at me. Well, this is the value and this is what I want and I don't want to go a penny less than this. However, when it comes to our beings, we don't say this is our value and I don't want a penny less. I've heard them, well, he got potential.
That's the worst mistake you can make. If he got
potential, do this.
Wait. If he got potential, let him go live out that potential and then come back to you. Because you're going to go through a whole lot of hell with that man you think has potential. Because he may not even see his potential. You see
and I made that mistake with my kid's father.
Right,
I'm like, oh, I think I can, figure it out.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you know what? When we split up, and I have 3 kids by him, I said, you know what? You may not do it with me, but you'll do it with the next person. So what I was trying to show him, maybe, he wouldn't do. But he did some of it
so
right afterwards. He went and got his license to be a barber. I was saying, do this, do that. You're not going to do it with me, but you may do it with the next, and that's fine. This is only the level I was supposed to take you to. That's it.
But you know what, Tiffany? Some men are too egotistical to listen. They don't realize God gave us the ability for those of us who embrace that ability to have insight, hindsight, and foresight. And I can actually see into people's souls. And when you reach that level where you can see into people's souls and their hearts, that's powerful.
It's powerful. There's a lot of weight on you.
That's why I stay pretty much to myself.
Because the challenge of that is when you have that kind of medium, when you become a medium as such, you take on other people's energy.
Absolutely. And
And
as an
that's-
empath, I have to be very,
buddy.
as someone with
I
an
know.
empathic nature, I have to be very particular about the people I allow into my life or even around my sacred space.
Yeah, your sacred space.
You know? So I'm good with being at home. I come out to go to the grocery store, maybe to go to another store to do something. I come out to do something specific. Then I go back in my house. Why? Because I'm okay with
You
that.
gotta be okay with
Okay,
that.
and I don't want to take on all of the negative energy that I can feel around me. And, you know, that's one reason when I was a kid, I never went to concerts and all of that. I could feel people's negative energy. I didn't know what it was. As a,
You
as-
just felt like
I didn't,
it felt.
it just felt
uncomfortable.
strange, uncomfortable. It didn't feel good to me. And so I didn't go to a concert till I was an adult.
When you
Okay.
were more mentally prepared to
Prepared.
deal with all that frequency coming at you.
Absolutely. And then I
That's
didn't do
an
it frequently.
amazing way to perform your self-assessment.
Oh, absolutely.
And I wanted to share about what one of the things we need to do in self-assessment, and that's calling yourself.
They got you laughing in the chat room.
is a
I know, we're gonna talk
I
about
know
the
you
chat
ever better call.
Y'all gotta
us
call in with
at
some of
3
those
o'clock.
comments.
Maybe
Okay.
at 3:04.
us and call yourself out. The
Absolutely.
most common reasons why people keep making the same mistake is because their insecure ego prevents them from taking responsibility for their own bull,
Can I get an amen?
their own toxic
Yep.
traits, and their own mistakes.
Absolutely.
Calling
Absolutely.
yourself out means you care more about your future with your life plan,
Absolutely.
your progress, and your happiness than just protecting your ego. And my acronym, I do have a few, I don't have as many, but my acronym for ego is edging God out.
Come on. Hello. And that's exactly what you're doing. When you can't humble, a man is supposed to be as humble to his woman as that woman is supposed to be humble to him.
I don't have lunch coming today, though.
You don't sure are you? No lunch today? What's going on?
No, again, happy Labor Day to those this weekend, and it is, like I said, one of the most beautiful summery days that
It
we
is
have.
gorgeous
I love the mountain
outside.
out here, and I embrace it. But I had already prepared for whomever, whatever may happen this weekend. So I gave him the Sunday off for bringing me my lunch as I'm here, because he knows by the time I get here, I have worked from 4 a.m. and I have not eaten. However,
right.
your keto, there's a
Listen, we
keto
got-
fruit. What
we
is
got
this?
some
Yeah,
fruit, we
yeah,
got
this
some
is
strawberries
keto
and
fruit. I
blueberries.
don't know if it's
Well, I
this.
know you're not keto, so we
And
got some watermelon and
Thank
some
you,
stuff
thank
over
you.
there. And I'm at my goal, pretty much at my goal weight, so I can kind of like cheat a little bit.
Yeah, and I got a little work to do.
Watermelon.
I keep vacillating between
No,
2
if
pounds.
you-
2 pounds up, 2 pounds
No,
down.
that's
2 pounds up, 2 pounds down. I'm like,
That's
what
just
the heck?
a different day of the week. That's all. Man, please.
Yeah.
We do have a bariatric specialist that will be coming to the Sistahship to
Can
talk
you
to
say
people
what
about
that
weight
means?
loss. Bariatric, oh my gosh, bariatric meaning that
Because I thought you said Bayroll. And then we had an attrick. Bayroll real estate. And I was like, oh, what am I doing? What am I attricking with? So what were you saying?
No,
What is that?
there are different means of losing weight and how you lose weight and all kinds of stuff, different tools. Bariatric surgery is just a tool. So there's the sleeve.
It doesn't
there
perform
is-
miracles.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a tool
There
to
is
help
the
you.
gastric bypass
Right,
that my mother
I had the gastric
Um,
bypass, but I didn't eat right, so I gained some of the weight back. Not all of it, but I'm working on getting it down.
And
now.
a lot of people gain their weight back because they don't focus on how they're eating, what they're eating.
They
what
don't have a
they're
plan.
gonna do. So this is why you do the green smoothies. You got to have a healthy plan and know what you're gonna do and know how much weight you're gonna gain before you go back down. So again, like we're talking life plan.
Life
plans.
plan.
need
You
a
got to plan
for
for everything.
everything.
Exactly. So, I mean, I've gotten to the point, carbs have always been my
Oh,
nemesis.
That's my.
If it's a
that's my-
carbs,
I love
I'll eat my way through it. Put me in a room of carbs. I'll eat them all and come out happy as a pig in
my
slop.
best friend, if she, you out there, Karen. Karen, no, after the club,
You eating some
Is-
bread?
biscuits, butter, and honey.
So you eat some bread. I eat some bread.
Hello.
I mean, I am infamous for my biscuits. Like, people like, oh, you gonna make some biscuits? Because I've been doing the biscuit thing since 9. That's being broke and figuring out what flour and water can do. And making it happen. Ooh, there's yeast. Ooh, we gonna throw some vanilla. Ooh, we found some cinnamon. Ooh, you know, whatever was left in the house, we'll make a biscuit with it. And man, listen, that was my go-to. That's how I was able
Well,
to.
girl, I
want a
made a
biscuit?
bread pudding recently that we had about 2 or 3 bags of hot dog buns.
Oh, they don't let
left.
them go to waste.
And
in
I
my
didn't want,
house.
nothing goes to waste. I'm going to figure out what to do with it. Well, my girlfriend and her husband and the kids, that whole pan of bread pudding went that same day.
Gone.
Gone, you know? I mean, it was the best bread pudding I'd ever made.
Hot dog
I
rolls,
didn't,
guys.
yeah, I didn't have any raisins. I like put it together. It was absolutely the best. And then I made a caramel sauce to go with it. Child, please. But you know what?
My mouth watering.
Everything in life
some
is about
water.
a plan. Okay, I have all of these rolls left. What's my plan? I don't want to see them go in the garbage. We paid money for them. So what can I do with them? So I had the dark brown sugar, the heavy cream, and the eggs, and the bread. Honey, I put them all in a bowl and mixed them up and threw that dark brown sugar in, and ooh, it was the best daggone bread pudding I'd ever made.
my
But
God.
you gotta have a plan. If I'd had all this bread and no
this
plan, it'd have gone in the garbage.
And that day was a cheat day because I had me a piece of that bread.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm having a piece of it right now mentally. That's why I had to drink some watermelon mint. And I pretended.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying. I love
We
this
need to get
smart
some
water.
sponsorship from
Yes,
Smart Water because
them up.
this water right here is on the money.
Yes, it
You hear
is.
me?
I love this cucumber lime
Cucumber
smart
lime.
water.
Pineapple.
So we need to
kiwi.
probably send them a letter. Maybe I'll see if I can put a
Smart
letter down, put a letter out.
Set 'em up,
and
set 'em
say,
up.
Hello, you know everything is planned. Everything we do, even every
She has all
Sunday.
kind of stuff.
When she came out the
know
house,
what?
no, she was standing in the kitchen.
You never
and she
know
was
what
putting
I'ma
these
come up with.
And I'm like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm like, oh, geez, I'm just going to leave that
And
alone.
I love our royal purple today.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
I
Isn't
love
it
it.
gorgeous?
That is the color of royalty.
Everything
favorite
is
color.
a plan. You know, don't just let stuff happen to you.
No.
Plan your life out, you know? And once you create a vision and you perform a self-assessment and you prioritize your life and you identify your values, then you want to establish your goals.
I have on my office in Allentown, there's a plaque on the desk, and it says, "Goal Digger."
That's right. Goal, G-O-A-L, not G-O-L-D.
G-O-A-L.
G-O-A.
Goal Digger.
I'm an infamous gold digger.
Yes.
I really am. I mean, I'm
Yes.
always, once I have a goal, I'm going to dig until I achieve that goal. Because, you know, that's just who I am. You know, you have a lot of people my age who are sitting around years ago. I used to observe, when I was about in my 30s and early 40s, I would observe that all the women my age, all they did was go to the hospital, go to the doctor, and
Yes,
go to
yes,
funerals.
yes,
I'm like, oh,
yes.
hell no, I'm not living my life like that.
Yes.
First of all, if you are not very close to me, I ain't going to your funeral. I'm going to treat you good while you're alive because that body laying in that coffin is not you.
Yes,
Your spirit has moved on. So I'm not going to fall all over a dead body. I mean, for those of you who are into that, do your thing. But that's not me. That wasn't my plan. I wanted to live a full
I'm doing
life as I continued to age and got into those queenager years. I wanted to have a full life, and I do have a full life. Sometimes I want to put some of my life on the auction board and auction off to people who don't have a life, you know, because I got a whole bunch of life that I can share. But you know what? You've got to want it. If you allow yourself to age
out.
No, age out. You allow yourself to grow old, that's on you.
Yes.
And while you're saying that, our Queenager of the Week was Martha Hunter.
Okay.
So if you go onto the website, thesistahship.com, you will see a section that says Queenager. And each week we feature a queenager. That's someone that's 50 and over who just gives us some wisdom tips.
Absolutely.
So you can go on the website and just kind of read
and see,
through.
and see, it was supposed to be 60 and older, but the 50-year-olds started complaining.
Right here.
So I moved it down to 50. Okay,
That's it.
yeah, I want to be a queenager.
So we went to
So we went
hold
to
on.
50. So if you
You started at 3 a.m. That's why the glasses on, because I can't be giving y'all all the bags, because then y'all be like, oh yeah, I see the queen.
Oh yeah, she. Yeah. But you know what? I have them. I have whatever that is going on under my eyes.
But Vera Moore told you what to do.
She
for
told
that.
me what to do for
Oh, what'd
that.
she say?
So
I didn't know what that-
she said just ice it.
Ice and tea bags.
Ice it in tea. Yeah, ice it in tea bags.
First of all, let me just share. Now Vera, the show just was it?
No, we haven't had the show with
Okay.
her yet. The show is going to be on Midday Tea with
Midday Tea.
Daisy and
and
Sharice.
Sharice.
What day?
On September 30th.
On
Wednesday,
September 30th.
September 30th.
With
Yes.
Vera Moore.
Okay.
With Vera Moore,
I
the
wanna
cosmetic queen.
the cosmetic
and one of my
queen.
best and dearest friends.
I want to share something, and if I'm able to call in and say it on that show, I will. I'll bring it up again. However, part of growth and a plan, and she don't notice. So, Vera, listening out there, you were part of the plan. Why do I say that? Probably I'm 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old.
I know
And
where
my
you're going.
mother takes me to this meeting. It was a business meeting at this woman's house in Long Island. And I go in this house, leaving where we lived, into this house. First time I saw black grandeur. Diva status home. Phenomenal, white, clean, this. And not that we wasn't clean, and I'm not taking anything away from anything, but you in a
It was immaculate.
right, and you grew up in a environment with 5,000 apartments. Then you go you pulling into a driveway of a house, Long Island. This woman who is flawless comes to the door.
Fierce.
And flawless. And we're in her home talking about this business situation. I'm not going to go that deep into that part. But what I want to say is that was a seed planted in a little hood rat, South Jamaica, Queens, born from a 16-year-old mother, was always told you're not going to be anybody. I saw something that day. And then later, maybe about a year and a half later, she started having a kiosks and things like that. Green Acres Mall.
Yeah,
things
Green
like
Acres
that.
Mall.
And so I have to, she doesn't know, but she is definitely part of the seed that showed me a female that looked like the females that I know and the females in my family.
Absolutely.
And I had never seen that.
Right.
I was able to experience that. So I do want to honor her. She is definitely a woman to honor because she's definitely was
And she was also the first black soap opera
actress. I know
star.
And
her.
again, she'll be with us on September 30th. She's going to be with Sharice and she's going to be with Daisy on the Midday Tea. So we're setting that up. What you saw this week was like the meeting before the meeting. So we took pictures and we talked about certain things. and
We were talking,
working
me,
on
Vera, and Sarah. We're working on a big project.
Right.
So we had that. No,
reveal that. Yeah.
I'm not. Did not say a big project.
We got
I said
some
what it was.
projects.
Yeah, we're working on a big, huge, phenomenal project. So Tiffany set up the Zoom for us on Friday, and we had our Zoom meeting, and it was. I mean, we're moving forward. So Vera Moore, I love you. From the day we met, we have been sisters.
The Sistahship.
Yeah.
With us.
We're on a Sistahship.
Yeah.
I see Sharice is in the room, and Sharice said, back in the day, white furniture and white carpet was a status symbol.
Wow. Yeah.
So again, at 3:00, we're gonna ask that you
Start calling in. Yeah.
and, share with us as well, and we'll just continue on.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
So you know what? Once you establish your goals, you have to outline an action plan. You know, a lot of people sit and they write out stuff, but they don't do anything. You know, I think there's a scripture in the Bible that says something without works. What is it?
Is dead.
Is dead. Yeah.
Goals,
Goals or dreams
works
without works
is
is
dead. And that is
Exactly.
so true. Dreams without
works. Faith without works.
Okay.
Well, that goes for dreams
Well,
too. And goals.
It's different versions of the Bible. However, so just messing with you. Thank you, Terry. Thank you,
And I want y'all to know I've written the Holy Bible, the modern day Testament.
Oh Lord, don't say that too loud.
Okay.
Don't say who she thinks she is writing the Bible over.
Writing the
Okay, that's okay. I don't care about other
she
people's
done lost
perceptions.
it.
People show what level they are on based on how they receive good information.
And it is true. Dreams, faith or dreams, however, but whatever it is, you do have to put in the work. So I had to put in the work at 12 when you experience all white and cathedral ceilings and phenomenal woman coming to the door, and you see you place yourself on those seats. You don't plop down on those seats. You place yourself because
on
you
those
are
seats.
placing yourself because you are in the presence of royalty. Number one. Number two, you're looking into what you can be.
Absolutely.
So I put that inside of my being, and I started to realize, because the God in me was helping to maneuver this.
Absolutely. Working in you, with
Working
you, for you, and through you.
And through me, that I needed to start placing myself in environments that was going to be conducive to what the plan and my goal is to be.
And let me just say, her house is definitely a queendom. When I walked in, I was like, wow. Oh, my God. I love this. I even picked out the bedroom I'm going to sleep in when I'm there.
Listen, I done lost my mama when she went in there.
I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, her house is everything that I've ever wanted in a house. And one day before I take my last breath, I'm going to have that house.
Thank you.
Because
And Bayro was going to sell it to you?
Bayro.
Yeah.
Bayro, we're going to get it for you.
We're going to Andy Katz. I'm looking for a house.
Andy Katz.
You know, so I mean, we have to keep that. Don't kill your vision. Don't kill your dream because you don't want to do the work, or you start doing the work and it's so hard. Let me tell you, at 66, if I can tell you guys how hard I have worked.
Yes.
Since I was a little girl, because there was no mama in the house,
There's no-
and
yeah.
I only saw my father when he creeped in my bedroom at night. That's it. So everything else from the age of 10, I had to figure it out.
Yes.
I had to maneuver through it
Yes.
until I learned I had the power to maneuver around it. You know what I'm saying?
And jump
you-
over certain things and not
absolutely.
take it all in.
Absolutely, not process it as you.
Yes.
I always tell women, like when I do speaking engagements, and I haven't done a speaking engagement in a long time, I tell women the things that have happened to you are your experiences. What did you learn from those experiences?
Yes.
They are not who you are. Until you know who you are, you're always going to take an experience and identify with that experience
That's right.
being you. So you're to learn from experiences.
Yes.
You know, you're not to take those experiences and just wallow in those experiences
Yes.
like that's all you have to
Yes.
bring to the table of life.
Yes.
We were designed, created, born, and sent into the world to magnify, multiply, and maximize
Maximum.
God's greatness working through us.
Do us.
Let me just say, it is 3 o'clock, so you can call us at
Yes.
888-304-4401 to talk with us. Again, you can call in. We're going to continue on until we receive calls, but at this time, you can call into the radio show.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And I want to
Absolutely.
say, and thank you so much for appreciating the manifestation that my home and my house, but my home represented. Now,
Beautiful.
that being
Oh.
said, first space I ever had, I was on someone's floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second
you've worked.
space I've ever had was a room. My room was the size, literally the size of a full-size bed with a nightstand to the left and a dresser at the foot. That's the size of the room that I slept in. And if I wanted to open the bottom drawer, I had to swing my legs to the left side of the bed in order to open the bottom drawer, because it was just that space between the bed and that drawer. Okay? The next space, after that, I had to have a roommate. Okay? I had to create. So I say all that to say, it wasn't that, here. Just like being in business. So the plan was to eventually get whatever that is for you. But from the beginning to the end, it is because it was given to you, it belongs to you. We're going to take this call.
Push the speaker.
Speaker.
Hello.
You want a sistership?
Come with us.
We on a sistership?
Hello.
Woo! Hi, Sister Queen. I'm going to call you a Sister Queen. There are some that are queens. And we're going to call our Sharice, our Wednesday tea, midday tea. Sharice, thank you so much. How are you, beautiful?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you, ladies?
We are good.
Hey, girl.
And now, just so people know, this is the planner. Like, we talking about a lot of stuff about planning. She got a work spreadsheet and worksheets and all kind of things you can fill in and fill out your plan. So again, you need to reach out to her. Can we say this number? Tell your number so people know while you're here, please. Just say how they can get you real quick, because you definitely deserve to be the planner here. Share with them your situation, your name, and your number.
Okay, my name is Sharice Band. My website is www.shewwealth.com.
She will.
She wealth.
Hey.
And my phone number is 484-222-3050.
Thank you. Now give us some jewels.
So you guys hit on a lot of topics today, but the one that touched me was the young girls and the impression that we were more left on you when you were younger. Now, my mom, who is no longer physically with us, she was an entrepreneur, and she had many businesses. She had a mobile nail salon back in the day, and you know that was unheard of.
Yes.
Right.
No, wait a minute, Sharice. You never told me that one. She had a mobile nail salon.
No, I never told you that.
Wow, okay.
Mobile nail salon. She also did lingerie and makeup parties. So we would go downtown and get the goods and set up. I would help her set up at these women's homes, and their friends would come and they would purchase. And then she also did cleaning for some people. So when you talked about her home and how immaculate it was, I remember going to these ladies' homes, and their houses were spotless.
Yeah.
They had the white carpets. We had to take our shoes off at the door. And I remember I was trained, like my mom would train me in the car. She would give me the rundown. You take off your shoes. You sit on the couch.
Don't act hungry.
You put your hands, you put your hands on your lap, and you don't move until I ask you to, to move or help me with something. I would say, okay, yes, Mom. And I would just go in and just look around and observe everything. And I would say, when I'm older, I want to have plants like this in my house. When I'm older, I want to have a couch that looks like this.
Right.
When I'm older, I want to have a couch that looks like that. But I'm saying all of that to say the impression when the girls are young is so important.
It is.
It is.
Girls in this time, in this season, they need love.
Yes, they do.
And this is a topic for another show, and I'm not going to get too deep with it.
We need to do that on midday tea.
My daughter, she'll be 26 next month, and now I have a granddaughter who'll be a year and 3 weeks. And looking back on all the from 15 to like 22, 23 is a wretched place for a mom to be. Trying to raise a girl in this environment and in this climate.
Absolutely.
That's another topic.
Yeah, that's another topic. There's so much going on. But when you talk about our life plan, our daughters are part of our life.
Yes.
This is true.
Yes.
She is my only child.
Right.
So she is my legacy. She is my destiny. So I had to make sure that the steps that I took, the way that I loved her, and the way that I spoke to her were in a manner of the rebirth going to be able to progress, for my destiny to be able to live on.
Right.
So
Amen. So planning
Yeah,
through parenting
Right.
for the
Absolutely.
next phase and the next generation, and our, like you said, our legacy. And I want to also say I'm excited. I want to share September 16th. I am going to be back with my sisters on Wednesday. We started the midday tea together, and the two, Sharice and Daisy, have gone, and it's such a phenomenal show. And on the 16th, they are allowing me to be their guest. So I can't wait. I can't wait for them to ask me all these type of questions, and I can sit back and I feel so safe. Let me say that I'm going to be walking into a platform that uplifts women and uplifts people and has a lot of positivity. So I feel safe going on the show.
And that's what the Sistahship is all about.
That's what it's all
It
about.
isn't about the squabbles and the disagreements and the different levels. When you are connected in such a way that you can feel each other's energy and understand
Another
it,
call?
then we are able to grow together and support each other in the
Hold on
process.
1 second.
Sharice, we gotta take this call, but we'll call you back.
No, we
But
lost
that's
it.
okay. We lost it. Okay.
Give it in 2 minutes, Daisy. Call right back. I think it was Daisy. But I want to, while we have Sharice on the phone, oh my God. Speaking of sistership, oh no, she's coming in. Sharice, stay on and get back on the chat. How do you do
Let's
this?
grab Daisy. Sharice,
Okay.
we'll get right
Call you
back
back.
with
We'll
you.
get back to you.
Hello?
Sistership Daisy!
hi, everyone.
Hi, baby! Happy birthday! We are talking to Simply Daisy, health and wellness. Share a little bit about what you do, Daisy, real quick before you get into your how to plan our lives and have a life plan.
My name is Daisy Rodriguez. I am part of I have created a nonprofit called the Heal Thy Body Foundation.
Right.
It's a little different than the Heal Thyself that spoke up in the Bible, because I'm really speaking about the mind, body, and spirit with my foundation.
Absolutely.
I have a magnificent board that's in the making still, so I am interviewing people to be on my board. I have Divinely Connected, which offers holistic practices that complement medical practices. So it's the East that meets the West as far as medical practices.
Love it. Love it.
Nurse, and I'm a doctoral student, and I'm a mother of a daughter who's doing a PhD right now in musicology, and a son that's in the Army that's a specialist.
Amen. So tell us first and foremost, what did you feel today that moved you?
The life plan. I am definitely a person that has a life plan. As you heard, everything I've done. I am really starting to understand the power I have within my levels of manifestation.
Right.
And with that, I have also overstand that a lot of the heartaches I've experienced is that I manifested that as well.
Exactly. Yes.
And I take accountability and ownership for that, because in that, I could create a new reality for myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
God will live within me, for I am the temple, I am the church. So therefore, I am a creator. So before I look at someone else and say, you didn't show up for me, I have to say to them, you know what? I manifested you not to show up for me.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Did you ladies see Monday that just passed? The show, the Instagram show Versus, and you had Sister Monica and Sister Brandy. They performed Versus, and Versus is a situation where two artists are playing their music. It's a 10-song each, and obviously they have the song together, "The Girl Is Mine." However, up until that day, they had not seen or spoken to each other for 8 years, based on challenges out there in the world that
I did see that.
they created, as well as other people infected into what could have been an amazing relationship.
Right.
And an amazing.
To me, they're the Melanated Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston.
Mariah Carey and Whitney are Melanie.
That age period, yeah. They are, for me, when I see them, when they were young girls coming out, because especially Monica, who was mentored by Whitney Houston. And
Both of them were.
Both of them were.
Brandy,
Both of them
right?
were, yeah.
Exactly. But Monica more so on that rawness of who she is. Because remember, Brandy had anorexia and everything like that growing up. Where Monica had that roughness and that rawness. And yes, the industry tried to separate them. And I appreciate that you brought that up because the song that she played, Side Ho, really affected me because she was saying how this woman was interacting with her man. And she was upset with the woman. And my thing was like, you didn't take vows with her, you took vows with him.
That's right.
So you went all that to call her a side hoe, but really maybe you were the side hoe.
Right. Well, I always tell.
That's another topic.
That's a whole other topic. But I always tell.
Right.
If you gonna stay with your man when he got a side hoe, you should call that side hoe and see what she doing to keep your man.
Hello.
Everybody's on the side because all he's thinking about is himself.
Right.
Right.
Hello.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I say that to say, out of 8 years,
Just to really
okay.
say about the life plan, and that is magnificent. And yes, I definitely have a life plan. I've always had a life plan. Like Sharice was sharing, I grew up in Richmond Hill, Queens, and Woodhaven. And, later on we moved to South Ozone Park. So my family had homes in Long Island and Florida and Puerto Rico and things. So I grew up around stuff. And the stuff did not make anyone a better person. So I learned early on in life that materialistic things
Don't
not
matter.
make us
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right, Daisy. Because when I
Don't
moved
matter.
up here, I sold everything I had. My mink coat, my car. I always leased cars because I wanted a new one every 3 years. So that was my plan at the time. I didn't want one that's going to break down on me. So when I came here, after I sold my co-op, after we got here, got settled, and whatever, the bottom line here is that material things don't make you.
no, they don't.
You
They
make
you.
material things.
They don't. Daisy, thank you so much for calling and sharing, and thank you so much for Wednesday. You and Sharice, we are looking forward. Listeners, please tune in on Facebook
I'll be on
Live.
Wednesday.
Let me just say, this Wednesday they're doing a 2-hour special. We had John Sanders on. I wanted Sharice to speak a little bit about that. Maybe she can call back. But we had John Sanders on for part 1 and 2. This Wednesday we're going to run them both together. And Sharice is going
We're all going to be on the chat
Sharice is
room
going to do
talking.
a watch live party so that we can all comment on it. That was a really great and awesome show that they did. So we
Right.
figured we wanted to run it as
two-
Sharice figured a 2-hour special.
Right.
And Sharice will be in there. We will all be in there
It's-
commenting on that
It's
show.
kind of sort of a sistership town hall meeting.
There we
Yes.
go.
That's what we're
Thank
calling
you,
it.
Daisy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye, Daisy. Yeah. So it's very important. I'm glad that. Okay. Go ahead. Who's
back.
calling back?
Sharice is calling back. Hey, yeah, we were just talking about your 2-hour watch party that will happen this Wednesday. What time are you starting that?
It's going to start at 11 a.m. It'll be 2 hours, and it's going to be phenomenal. The topic is dysfunctional sex in our communities and the effect that it has.
I want y'all to know, they always say sex, drugs, and rock and
Because
roll.
it sells.
Sells. So this Wednesday at 11 a.m. till 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yes.
Dysfunctional sex. Okay.
And how it affects our community.
How it affects our community, and that is going to be so amazing.
With John Sanders.
John Sanders, our wonderful Sharice Sheweld, and Daisy Rodriguez, Simply Daisy. I'm really, really excited about that, and you guys need to be too. If you want to give them a little teaser of what dysfunctional sex is, but not too much, but a little teaser. Is that a softie or a hardie? Tell me about it.
TMI.
Oh boy.
Well, it starts with healing, actually.
Okay.
It starts with healing from the mother and or the father's side,
Mm-hmm.
and how if we're not healed, how that passes down to our children.
Absolutely.
The effect that it has on them mentally, and then the mental effect, how it displays physically, and how that turns out, how that turns out, what that looks like, and why we're having all of these issues that that we're having now that have been passed on and have been going on for generations.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's going to be an amazing show.
Absolutely.
Well, again, an amazing bringing them both together because I know we had one and then one, correct?
Right,
Correct.
right.
Yeah.
So now,
we're gonna bring them both
anyone
together.
that's missed part one or missed part two or just missed both of them or just got so much from both, but now
Wanna
you can
look-
come back and bring that information and bring some profound ideas and concepts because you have thought behind it. We are so welcoming that, and we're so proud of what the ladies are doing on Wednesday with the midday tea.
Absolutely. And
Amazing.
phenomenal.
It's
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
And it's so important that we begin to take responsibility for extracting the roots of the post-slavery syndrome that has so many
But it's still sex, y'all. Sex.
yeah.
Sex.
S-E-X.
On Wednesday at 11 a.m.
You know, but
Dysfunctional.
That's an inch.
When it's dysfunction. This is dysfunctional.
I think that's
I'm sorry.
dysfunctional, but okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Cherise.
Thank you, ladies.
All right,
okay, we'll connect on Wednesday.
We'll connect. I wanted to share in reference, we was talking about Brandy and Monica, just really that the sistership of allowing 8 years to keep you apart, and then on one night, they blew the internet. They had the most amount of
missed it.
views on Versus.
I missed it.
They had the most amount of repeat and reshoots and shares that Versus ever had. I think 500 million.
Wow.
Like,
But you know what?
views.
They had to put their egos
And
away
they did.
in order to come
do it.
together.
Together.
And so, unless you have women or people in general who have reached a level where they understand the ego is their enemy, not their friend.
And that might not happen. That didn't happen for them 8 years
For
ago.
it took 8 years for it
them
to
to
happen.
do it.
You have
but
to grow.
you have to grow to that place.
And that's what we're sharing about life plans.
Absolutely.
Both of them had life plans. And in the midst of that, chaos gets in the way.
Yes, it does.
And then it can filter for such a
Long time.
But they still were such strong beings in their life plan that they kept moving forward. And eventually, they got through the glass ceiling of disliking each other
And the
or
fog.
stopping each other. Because
Right.
the reality with both of them, they both have
Talent.
they both have a Grammy. And the one Grammy they both have is
Together.
for The Boy Is Mine.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it is an example of what happens when the sistership comes
The
together
sistership.
and work together. Alone, we
can't
are
do it by yourself.
Yeah,
Can't do it by
alone.
yourself.
Yeah, and you got to be humble enough to know when you need someone in your midst who can help you to elevate and to grow to that level.
Right.
When you are guided by your ego and will not allow yourself to grow because you think you all that and bag of chips and I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that and I'm all that and whatever. That attitude will keep you stuck
That's
right
right.
where you are
That's right.
for years and years. So when you look back, you say, wow, look at all the time I lost. When we could have had that kind of relationship, but my ego was guiding me. And so it didn't happen. And many times it never happens because two people never ever get to the same place on the same level where they can do that, you know? Maybe one person will get there, but the other person won't. And so it's not our place. If you're here, it's not our place to go back down here to try and work with you.
You've said that before. She called me one day and said, well, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah,
know?
Exactly. So you gotta do the work. I always say keep going. If someone you left behind truly values you, they'll get it together and catch up. Otherwise, keep it moving
forward.
because we allow people to stagnate our dream. because we don't have a plan, and so we keep going
backwards
to whatever it was. We keep going
You know why
backwards.
we go back? Because back we know.
Yeah,
back feels
absolutely.
good. Back we have.
And even
this,
if it doesn't feel good, it's all we
but
know.
we know it.
Yeah, we know it.
Even if it's not good for us, it doesn't feel horrible because it's not something new.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's because we're not happy alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you are happy alone, you will find happiness with other people.
Oh, absolutely. You
But
keep
have to be
growing
happy alone.
because the people who are for you are up ahead of you.
That's
They're
right.
up ahead. You just got to get to that point.
Yes.
You can't keep going back because keep going back
And
is stagnating and becoming
depending
dependent.
on that and
Mhm.
independency, to be independent, you can't have dependency. You have to move forward.
Absolutely.
But I'm not realistic. Even when I started doing real estate, being a stylist, being a celebrity stylist, making the money I was making, doing all these different things, and everybody was like, I mean, I have people now that work for me and my company that knew me then and was like, what's wrong with you? How are you going to leave this money? How are you going to
That's
leave
what I
this
got when I
situation?
left the hospital after I had
You
the
know this.
Oh,
You know how you do. You know,
they
you
thought I
know
was
this.
nuts.
They thought, and then they're like, can I work with you now?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And they wasn't being mean. They
Uh-uh.
were looking at my scenario, my situation, and saying, "Why would you leave?
Why would you
you're
do that?
self-employed. You got a business. You got friends.
Why
you
would
got
you
a
switch
good.
up?
This,
You're making
this,
big
and that.
money,
You're
yeah.
doing all this.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I have always, again, the word was faith. Our EP Terry shared with us.
Right?
I've always had faith, and I
Me
will
too.
tell you this: if I'm gonna bet on anybody, I'm
Gonna bet on
me.
yourself. Exactly. And exactly. And people need to learn to bet on themselves, to believe. But in order to bet on yourself, you got to believe in yourself. Okay, you got to be secure in yourself. There are too many women with low self-esteem and high insecurities, and they won't take the time to allow God to extract the weeds of that garbage that's growing in the garden of their souls, and so they stay stuck right where they are when they could have grown so much farther and been so much happier because they would have had a supportive sistership that was right there with them and for them. You know? And I've seen that happen a lot of times. That's why at this point in my life, if you're not with me, you're not for me. And I'm going
Amen.
to keep going because I don't need anyone that I got to fight with. I mean, I've lived more life than what I have left. And so what I have left is going to be phenomenal. Why? Because I'm a manifester, and I'm claiming it.
Creative. I know we have to wrap it up soon.
I
so-
know.
Yeah,
You know,
oh, do we have to?
Yeah, I think we have like 3 minutes.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
I got
4
4 minutes.
And we definitely are on a sistership. That's why it gets crazy. You know how, like, you've been on a cruise, and then at the end of the cruise, it's like, oh, man, customs. Oh, man, it's getting ready to end.
All this other
It's
stuff.
getting ready to
Yeah,
stop.
right,
Oh,
right.
gosh. You know, and I have to say, even when there's rocky seas and rocky waters, we are definitely part of solutions. And again, whomever you resonate with, if it is one of us three, all of us three, Cherise,
Daisy, Mika,
whomever, Nikki, whoever you resonate with, please reach out to us.
Absolutely.
Share with us.
Absolutely.
Things that we talk about on the sidebar are private. We won't bring your name back on a Sunday. But we are here about love, peace, harmony, light, and love and everlasting.
Oh,
What I want to
absolutely.
say before we end is that we have an initiative going with the South High School Purple Pantry. You can
And
reach out to
you were just talking on Channel 13.
Channel
Yeah,
13,
we was
we're talking about that. I'm gonna
yes.
find the link. Nicole, I gotta call Nicole Miller and find the link so that we can post that.
Post that.
But anyone who is looking to donate food can donate food to the Purple Pantry. I don't have Audrey's number on me. It's Audrey because I always mix up her name.
We'll have them
Yeah.
reach
Or
out to
you can reach out to me at tiffanycole@thesistership.com. We are collecting food that we are taking over to the Purple Pantry to help keep their pantry stocked for the children and the families. in the community. So people have been dropping off donations to my house, and then I turn it over to the PTO of the Purple Pantry.
Right, and Bishop,
Bishop
Williams of the
Bishop
Salt of
Williams
the
is
Earth
so
Ministries. He's amazing.
Such a great
Genuine person.
and genuine
Just
man.
genuine man.
And his spirit and his heart and his conversation, and he don't care, he's not there to grab you and
Right.
put you in the seat at the church. He is definitely inspirational in conversation, and he is there
absolutely.
for any
We
type
do.
of person. in
On
what walk
Sundays,
of
we
life.
do share his worship service because he is on the internet. So
Right.
when he puts it on, I usually will share it into the
Right,
public
right,
room and
right.
on my page as well, and our fan pages. I think we have 3 fan pages. Our public page, we have a couple of rooms
I
going
get
on.
confused.
And I have to give this shout out to the Verizon guys over in Marshall's Creek.
Okay.
I mean, they really worked with me and my daughter last week to get some new phones. I mean, we had no money,
Right.
but we were
This one,
trying to
Note
figure.
20 Ultra.
Yeah, I
don't
got the
know what I'm
Note
doing,
22.
so
You know,
I apologize to
mean,
people who
but
trying to reach me and I
that,
haven't been
I
calling
think
back.
it was Sean, Mike, and I forget the other guy. I put the little label on something and I left it in the other book. But thank you guys so much for helping us with all that we're trying to do and all that we are doing, because we definitely needed equipment that function at the level that we require.
Yes, we are 1 minute away, so I just want to give love and shout outs. We will see you next week Sunday.
Absolutely.
Also, as you see, we get a lot of people that are involved with our program and what we're doing, and a lot
Absolutely.
of followers. We are looking for sponsors. Let's just share with that. And
Absolutely.
we are here to support you. So we will be
Absolutely.
here every Sunday to support you as well as you supporting us. This is your girl, Tiffany Rowe, always bringing a positive tea. Tiffany Co.
Bling.
Blinging it up.
Drink water.
And Mama C, TNT, and Mama
Mama C.
we love you, and it's the Sistahship.
Go.
Go to Sistahship. Peace.
All right. Bye, everyone.